Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
That tune has a drunken swagger to it.
Thank you.
I love it. Never sickens me.
I appreciate. I don't ever want to sicken you. That's
I'm never disgusted with it ever once. And you know what? The dog's growling a little bit. If you hear that, I apologize. But life's hard.
Even if you're a dog.
And we got something. We got some brand new shit, and we have some shit that never was today.
Oh my God.
We're gonna
murder my dog.
We're gonna get into our Halloween specials later. We're gonna talk about Werewolf by Night, the new Disney Plus super budget, mega budget superhero special, Halloween special. We're gonna talk about the Solar Opposites Halloween special, starring John Cassier, and I mean starring.
Yeah.
John Cassier. But before that, I'm gonna review They Them for straight to video Russian Roulette.
Oh, you forgot the other thing we're talking about.
Oh, I didn't mention. Oh, the coolest of the three, I think, because it's
the best thing that ever. Oh my God! Yeah.
The best thing that ever happened to you, or television as a medium?
In general, I think in all art forms.
You want to know something though?
Yeah.
Before we move on, I'm going to give it this. I think it was better than Small Wonder.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
It was. Did we say what we were talking
we
about?
haven't said it. It's this unaired pilot that for a sitcom called Ghost Rider, not to be confused with the PBS show.
For the early Fox network.
It was for Fox? That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I read up on it. It was, they did a bunch of pilots like this, like a bunch of hurried up pilots, and then all the ones that didn't become like Married with Children and shit like that, they burned them all. They would just play them on like certain nights, just the pilots as like a TV movie, and that's what this was.
Now, didn't your the one you watched on YouTube didn't come with the commercials?
No, mine came. Mine just came with the time,
because that's why I knew
the
it was
timestamp on it.
That's why I knew it was Fox, because they played an ad for this show called Babes.
Oh
yeah, Babes. I remember Babes.
You know,
I was controversial.
It was just like it flooded back to me. Oh wait, they're. It was like a kind of a gross show.
Freddie,
it was controversial.
Go grab the dogs a treat so they shut the fuck up. And while you do that, I'll tell the story of Babes.
Yeah, please.
And I want to say it starred that girl from
Wendy Jo Sperber.
Yeah, from the
Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies, yeah.
And many things, yeah. Wendy Jo Sperber.
She died too.
Babes has recently come into my life because we have been watching an acquired complete series of Get a Life. It was acquired.
Oh, yes.
Does it have all the commercials and everything?
No, but at the end,
is it a crossover?
At the end, when the credits are playing, they left in the promotional dude. He's like, all right, next up, the Babes are. And I was like, after that, hearing that a couple times, I was like, who the fuck are the Babes? So I looked it up.
I want to say it was just a bunch of fat jokes, probably, on the show.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It wasn't good. I remember watching the first episode. I watched everything that came out on Fox, and because it felt so subversive at the time. And that was one that was kind of like 2.5 Men, where I was like, even I don't really like this.
I feel like it was from the makers of Married with Children.
I think everything was more or less from the makers of Married with Children.
It was probably the same universe.
Fox
the Married with Children universe
is the channel,
the MCU.
Married with Children built.
Andy, that was good.
It's the house of.
It's still MCU because it's Married with Children. I get it.
That was great.
So, did you tell them why we
Yes.
knew Babes? Okay, that's good.
It was very important.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
our version. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh no. Well, first I didn't realize. I guess this pilot did air then. If you saw a version with ads.
Yeah. Well, Kelley said
Yeah,
they ran it on Saturday night.
Yeah, they ran a bunch of them, but I think the version we saw, was the unaired, time-coded pilot where it said like exterior shot to follow.
Yeah, I started watching that one and the quality wasn't great. There was another copy on YouTube.
Well, now I want to
look
go
at this.
watch
Yeah,
the finished version.
Yeah, like there's Vidal Sassoon commercials.
Oh, if you don't look good,
We don't
look good. You know who that is?
We don't look good.
That guy was on Enterprise. The guy, if you don't look good, we don't look good guy.
He was in one of the commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one who always said, if you don't look good, we don't look good.
Yeah.
And there was kind of a somewhat creepy baby Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, where they're touching babies' asses lovingly and
No,
correct.
it's just the way they presented the
The babies were presenting? That is creepy.
The children. It was in a very Jean Benet way.
Oh no, they put makeup on those babies.
It was.
There have been times I've
just
seen
the
some of
way
those.
with like these children with long flowing hair with the fan blowing on them with like beauty lighting. It was
We at Johnson & Johnson know that you like your little girls soft.
Really soft.
like maybe I'm gross by putting that on the commercial.
Well,
No, it was a weird time.
Yeah. So just look that up. The Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo commercial from the 90s.
Got
Gross.
it. Baby Johnson, check.
oh boy.
Thank
You're
you.
just going to get pictures of Boris Johnson as a baby.
Thanks for being patrons. If you're a patron, God
Yeah.
bless you.
Oh, we're doing a show right now.
Yeah.
I spaced the fuck out. I thought we were just conversing pre-show.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right.
happening.
We're well into it, I guess, then. Yeah.
Kelly checked his
Almost
bags
7
last
minutes.
night, pre-show.
Cool. Well, anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about.
So at patreon.com/NOTLP, you can find all of our bonus content that's available there for patrons. We just recorded Origins.
That's where we look back.
You did.
We got in the look back.
We look
Shit.
back at when we used to
Blast it off.
create ads about how making your baby soft and Soft Baby Johnsons.
Yeah.
From the makers of Soft Baby Johnsons, a new lip balm for little kids.
Or a barbecue. It's also they also make a barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Soft Baby Johnson's Sweet Carolina barbecue sauce.
Sweet Soft Baby Johnson. My dad put that on his ribs my entire life. He was like, son, and his dad's bed, as a matter of fact. He was like, son, come close. You know what the secret to my baby back ribs is? Sweet Soft Baby Johnson's barbecue sauce from Procter & Gamble.
Sounds like a soapy sauce.
Yeah.
Clean your colon right out.
Did they make it in the same plant? In the same bottles?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just baby oil with cayenne pepper in it.
Product may contain nuts, soap. Nuts and soap.
Do you want nuts in your shampoo?
It exfoliates you.
What else we got going on Patreon? Amy?
Topcana.
You guys just did a high five, didn't you?
No, we had some minor scheduling
I'm
snafu.
sorry. I don't want to put the horse before the cart.
But a high
Did I
five
say that
happy
right?
hour.
Cart before the horse.
Yes.
Esther called in hanging from a bridge, from what I could hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She was like, if I stay in the front part of the vehicle, we could still do the show. But if I shift to the back part of the vehicle, I'm certain to die.
That's dedication.
And we said, you know what, we could reschedule. Do you need me to call 911?
Is she okay? Did she get off the bridge?
Esther is fine. She will be joining us soon. And we were going to record a high five happy hour. And that will be at Patreon. And that'll be me, Kelley, and our friend Esther. Just gabbing.
Just gabbing. Talking about things that we feel good about.
Yeah.
5 things that we're positive on.
Ooh,
Esther only gets 1 because she's the guest and it's our show.
Yeah.
And we each get 2.
Me too.
Sweet
But-
Soft Baby Johnson's barbecue sauce.
Is that
better be
one of the
of them.
5?
That's-
What about the
That's
show?
going to be
in.
one my next. That's going to be on the next one for me. I already have my 2 for this time, but
Right.
You can do Adam Babes, the offensive show from the 90s.
We
Hey,
should find some episodes.
Let's do a bonus podcast on Patreon about babes. Let's go
think-
back and watch it.
I will tell you, I'm not going to put the energy and time into this, but a thing that I would potentially do, and like I said, I'm not going to do this, but I would do a show about all those weird Fox sitcoms, like that, as many as we could find to connect them all. And because there was like a lot of people came out of those, a lot of the Friends came out of those early Fox shows.
Yeah, Joey Tribbiani and Jennifer Aniston was on.
Jennifer Aniston. I think Courtney Cox made her way through a couple of those here and there.
Who was the one that
Matthew
Chandler
Perry
was
also. That was the one that started off with an angel.
Yeah, he was like a tennis kid, right, or something like that.
Did you say
he was
a tennis kid?
He played tennis, right?
Oh, okay. You did say that.
No, he was a guy who came back to Earth. He was like a rich guy, and he had to come back into the body of like a teenager. And then the second season, they got rid of the whole heaven. It was called like Heaven something. And they got rid of the whole heaven angle and reworked the whole second season. And that was at the same time that Joey Tribbiani's character, or Matt LeBlanc, was on the other show.
So what would you call that? Like What the Fox or some punny play on the network's name?
Probably
just foxing around, crazy like a fox network. That's a good one. Crazy ... like the Fox network in the 90s.
What a long name.
The story of Babes, comma, what's another one?
Women in Prison,
comma,
Werewolf the series.
Ghost Rider. Was Werewolf on Fox?
Yeah.
I love that show.
That's a great show.
Yeah. It was just the Incredible Hulk with a werewolf, but that's okay.
Yeah, but the werewolf was so cool. Designed by Rick Baker. I mean, it was sort of a cast off from Rick Baker. But it's still really cool for TV.
It's like one that David Naughton sneezed in on the set of An American Werewolf in London. They're just like, we're just going to give this to Fox.
Give that to Fox. They'll do something with it. Anyway.
If you guys are done.
I'm done.
This.
That's a long title for a podcast, though, I guess.
Yeah. So it is that time of year where it has gotten real chilly.
Mm-hmm. And it's cozy time.
Had to turn the heat on.
It's also chili season too.
Yeah, I made some chili that I put a new spice profile in it. Not as big a fan of the old one, but now I got 3 fucking quarts of it in my freezer I gotta eat. It's good. It's just
it's not the spice profile.
It's not the spice profile I'm accustomed to.
Did you just toss the spices in willy-nilly?
Well, I didn't measure necessarily.
You gotta taste as you go, man.
I was tasting as I went. I went and I tasted.
Oh, where'd you go?
But I put cinnamon and cocoa powder in it, and no.
I put cinnamon in mine, but I don't put cocoa powder because that's just...
Yeah, I don't.
Did you try and go for mole?
Well, I was just fucking around.
Well, you found out, didn't you?
I did.
3 quarts worth.
Texas style chili. I mean, it's
I'll
not.
Tell you, I think it's lovely. I don't know what your problem is.
It's not a bad dish. It's just not what I wanted.
You had your mouth all ready for something else.
Precisely.
Put some marshmallows on it. Maybe that would help.
Oh, and some candied yams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nothing goes with chili like candied yams.
Yes, so it's folly. It's chilly. The heat is on. That weird heat's on smell.
It's hot in here.
It's happening. Are you hot?
Are you?
I'm cold.
The heat just kicked in, and I'm like, ooh. It's that new furnace y'all got.
But it was time to carve the pumpkins. It was time.
Yeah, we carved.
It was time.
You can see them on our social media pages.
Did you post them?
Andy's pumpkin.
He did.
Man.
They look beautiful.
Andy left his glory hole pumpkin.
And I'm gonna leave it here too.
On my porch. The mailman has seen it every day.
He's probably stuck his dick in it every day.
Did he partake?
I don't know. It looks okay, but who knows? You put a lot of duct tape on it.
We should leave it out for the holidays when the UPS drivers come and they can instead of snacks, you can leave out a glory hole for them.
Yeah, let's see. Fuck once. A little sign.
Take a fuck, leave a fuck.
Yeah.
You can.
We know your jobs are hard. Enjoy fucking this pumpkin from Halloween.
And so are your penises. Happy Halloween. Your friends, the Morses.
There's a box of zebra cakes in the mailbox for you.
That should be your Halloween card next year.
You can have it this gourd.
Halloween cards? Who gets Halloween cards?
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
Maybe
I just made it. I just made it one.
Maybe we should. I'm bored with Christmas cards.
Is it? Can we do like the kids? Valentine's cards come around. Can they have like make your own Halloween?
Do you want to do that here in this room?
I don't know why we haven't been the whole time.
We could set one
Do you want to go get some construction?
We get some shoe boxes, make our mailboxes, and
Do you want the kind
decorate
with
it?
a sucker taped to it? Like a lollipop just taped to it.
And make sure you have a card for every kid. Don't make anybody feel left out.
Unless you hate that person. In which case it is an aggressive and deliberate slight against them. Maybe the most effective thing you've done to your enemy all year.
I feel like
not
that's
give
something.
them a Valentine's card.
Yeah.
Those little Valentine's cards. Do you feel like they've gotten rid of that in schools, or are they still doing it?
I don't think so. I don't think they're.
We did it for a while when Colin was in school. I don't know if it was still. I mean, they did it, but that was many years ago. Still,
Do you think there's a lobby for that is keeping those Valentine's cards being handed out in school?
yeah, it's Big Valentine.
Paper?
Yeah, the paper lobby probably, or the candy lobby.
They've combined. Into a
This
super
was
pack.
it was a legitimate question. Amy was looking at me like I
Well,
had
I
a
just
follow-up
don't
answer
know
for it.
if that's the hill they want to die on. They want to spend money on.
Because you think about it, like it was as we grew up, it was expected.
Yeah,
in
you had to
February,
get.
you had to buy a box of Valentine's and have that shit ready to go.
I didn't, but I wanted to be able to.
Yeah.
But
You had the exemption.
It wasn't-
that's.
but it wasn't a good exemption. It wasn't really an exemption.
Did they
I
make you
get
go
it.
to another room?
I mean, I
Kelly,
don't get it, but I
when
get
they
it.
handed out the
I had
cards,
I usually went to if they had a party. If they just handed out the cards, I could still sit in class. But when they would have a party, I would have to go to the library.
Fucking child abuse.
It does feel like it, doesn't it?
I like the library. It was fun.
No,
Dude, the
I do
library's
too,
great.
but there's something.
I'm all right with it.
I
how,
know.
How did JWs feel about field trips? Were you allowed to go on those?
Yeah, they weren't. There's
Like the Amish where they can't go on a
But
car.
you couldn't go to a field trip to the Holiday Museum.
not if it
learn
was about
holidays.
Christmas. Yeah, no, I couldn't go. Like if it was to that clearing where all the holiday trees are
Right.
to go to.
Nightmare Before Christmas. That tree area.
I can't go that week. I couldn't have gone to a field trip to that.
To a made up land in a cartoon. That's forbidden by the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Did you guys avoid Holiday Inns on road trips?
No, you could go to a Holiday Inn.
Okay. What about the song
Is-
"Holiday" by
Wait,
Madonna?
are these questions somewhat demeaning?
Do English
That was
Jehovah's
avoided,
Witnesses,
but not because it was a holiday, because it was Madonna.
Okay.
Do English Jehovah's Witnesses not go on vacation?
Holiday.
Nope.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
They
a
go on.
holiday.
They call it a go away.
They call it a go away. Having a go
They're
away.
taking
ain't we?
taking a
Isn't
go away, aren't we?
In it.
Anyway,
it? See you at
that's
Kingdom Hall, isn't it?
Anyway,
Are we,
patrons.
Were you afraid that we're going to offend JWs, Amy?
No, I guess maybe not JWs, but offend Kelly by like talking about something that his family was very involved in.
No, it's stupid.
I know it's stupid.
You're not
All
gonna
religion
offend
is
me.
stupid, but I don't want you to think we're saying like your mom and dad were stupid.
No, that was the stupidest thing they ever did.
I don't know why I'm so was so paranoid about that. I apologize.
Amy's
No,
not
to be
usually
fair-
this sensitive about religion.
Well, he's my friend though. That's
I
what
get
was
it.
sensitive
Yeah,
about.
I get it.
Amy doesn't like to see me getting picked on.
I'm not picking on
And I-
Kelly. I'm picking
Yeah,
on
you bully.
I'm picking
Andy.
on the religion, I
I
guess.
know you're right.
Amy is standing up for me, and I accept it.
She's
I accept it.
watchtowering out for
Kelly,
you.
I'm sorry if you were offended.
I've been having
Not at all.
I've been having a high anxiety day for no reason that I can discover.
You should watch a Mel Brooks movie. Help
I was just about to say, did you watch High Anxiety? Was that why?
No. I just
All right, then now I can't say what else it could be.
Oh, by the way, the Mel Brooks made me think of this because Lloyd Kaufman and Mel Brooks, I think, are the same person because you never see them together. But Toxic Avenger, so great.
Yeah, I think I saw it for the first time with you guys.
So that was the first time you've seen the first movie.
Yes.
That is insane to me after all these years of doing this show. But
It was post pumpkin.
Here's
It
the, I
holds
honestly
up.
don't remember it, but then when watching with you guys, had a blast. It was so fun.
don't you feel like it's like kind of with age? It seems like it's actually sweetened with age. It
Yeah.
has like such a strong identity as a movie. I love it.
My mom was over because she was carving pumpkins with us, and she was like, "All right, I'll watch the Toxic Avenger with you, but my mom has just a raging case of ADD. So she's just on her phone the whole time. And was it the scene when the woman's about to be raped?
It was.
Which scene?
It was the one where the dog gets shot.
Oh, the
and
dog
your mom's
gets
looking
shot.
at her phone.
And my mom, all of a sudden I hear from my mom, "Oh, that's adorable."
This golden retriever is sliding across the floor of the restaurant after being shot with a shotgun, and just perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
That is adorable. And I was like, oh my god. I looked over and I was like, what the fuck? I saw she was at her phone, and I was like,
course she
okay.
was.
She wasn't looking at the movie.
She has a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, my mom is like crazy morbid.
Such an edgelord she is.
She is. She's the worst troll on 8chan. She's cute.
Cute.
Yeah. And Mary Ellen, if you're listening, you did a great job on your pumpkin.
She did.
You
a good
did.
job.
And she made this really groovy looking cat. And I don't mean like she didn't like put like Rick James on there. It was like an actual cat.
Groovy,
and it looked groovy as in it looked wild, man. I think you guys are picking up when I'm laying down.
I think we got it.
Elsa's just
I know.
so needy.
She's in a mood right now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anything else?
I have nothing.
Nah.
Nah.
Oh,
man.
you want me to tease
you
my
gotta
topic
tease.
out?
Please
Please.
tease your squeeze.
So this is just a fun one, maybe. I want to hear about a time, and find something you can apply this to. It doesn't have to be super specific, but for me, think of a time where you had to hurry up, like you had something to turn in or something you had to have prepared for a certain day, and you ended up having to cram it all in the night before, or something that you were working on that you ended up having to hurry up and rush, and then sort of how it turned out, like how the rushed process went, and then how it turned out.
Oh, Freddie has a story today.
On completion.
Oh, my emergency sauce.
Sauce emergency.
I had to make an emergency sauce right before this because we try to live frugally and we were out of spaghetti sauce. And I'm not about to order in, not after having chicken wings last night for $40. So I was whipping together a sauce as fast as I could.
What the fuck did you order?
I had a beer and chicken wings.
And my chicken wings that you brought me
And then
back.
I brought you takeaway, yeah.
Freddie had a date
These
last
girls
night.
just grumbling and growling. My friend Matt is moving to Florida. He's moving to Florida.
$40. Anyway, so Freddie had to make emergency sauce.
I had to make an emergency sauce.
We haven't eaten it yet, so I don't know. I don't know
I'll
what
let you
turns
know.
out.
But
Well,
I have
there's
a good story for this one.
There's
you
your
made
problem.
me think of something already. So.
You're supposed to go to 25-cent Wing Tuesdays. Do they still do that?
There's no way.
Well, last night was Tuesday.
Tonight's Tuesday.
Tonight is Tuesday. Last night was Monday, Andy, so apparently not.
You showed me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm
All
not.
right, let's.
You ready? See
Let's
if we
do
can get
this.
grumbling.
All right.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight-to-video Russian roulette.
It's a great day to be alive, isn't it? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guessing that some of you, you're not happy. Maybe you don't fit in. People make fun of you. Well, I can't make you straight, but you give us this week, and we might be able to help. Boys' cabin over there, girls' cabin over there.
I use they, them pronouns, as in they can't believe they're at this camp.
I have zero interest in not being gay.
There's no judgments in this room.
Sometimes I wish I was invisible.
I would understand it a lot more if there was Bible thumping and queer bashing.
Do you even believe in any of this? Come in, please.
Do you think your parents are disappointed in you?
Sometimes.
So what do? You try to make yourself special. You become they.
Today, we're going to be exploring traditional gender roles.
Look how long they've been doing this.
It's time to play.
This could get a lot worse.
Where's my killer?
We need to get out of here.
Taste?
Just enjoy the sunshine and work on your tan.
They/them. Streaming only on Peacock, August 5th.
Yeah, this is not a recommend.
Oh.
Squandered potential, right? I do feel like the concept could have been great. It just nothing felt realized at all. Like everything felt like little pieces of something that didn't connect. I'm going to spoil it. So if you don't want to spoil it, I recommend jumping ahead to the main attraction.
It sounded dreary and very heavy.
Yeah, and it's like it's a bunch of pretty lovable kids going to basically a conversion camp, and it's run by Kevin Bacon and Anna Klumsky
from My Girl and Veep,
who I love. I love the whole cast in this. This is a good cast, but it doesn't help because it's just like not, like I said, it doesn't feel realized. It's kind of like we're going to do kind of a Friday the 13th slasher at a conversion camp, but the conversion camp's mission seems kind of unclear. Like, what are they trying to do? Like, it's not as cut and dry as what you think of a conversion camp being. Like, we're going to make you like everybody else, you know, we're going to make you fit in, whatever that is. It's like a super watered down version of that idea where I guess they were trying to be empathetic to that side of the argument and show that maybe there is like a conversion camp out there that is somewhere in the middle of the road and is trying to do something that feels less extreme. But it just felt, it didn't have that stark contrast I would need in a slasher film where there's like, a real sense of good and evil in it.
Is the conversion camp integral to the story, or is it just happen to be a slasher that takes place at a conversion camp?
It's integral.
Okay.
To the story.
It just seems. Oh, you go ahead.
No, you.
I was just gonna say it sort of seems like a weird and serious kind of issue, especially right now, to kind of make a slasher around. You know what I mean? Like, It seems like that should almost. I feel like throwing like a. I don't know if it's a mask. I don't know what the killer deal is, but it just seems kind of. It just seems like a weird kind of thing to stick that into in this way.
Yeah, it feels. There's something very like off about it. It doesn't feel like genuine. It kind of feels like somebody realized that they could make a very niche movie and maybe make a lot of money doing it, is the vibe I got from it. It didn't.
Were they using the idea of these, you know, queer kids as clickbait almost?
That's how it felt. It felt, I mean, in the third, I'll go ahead and set it up just to kind of give you the idea why this didn't connect with me. But there's this main character, Jordan, and they are starting at this camp. And when they arrive, there is a boys' cabin and a girls' cabin, which is obviously an issue. But even the Kevin Bacon character is like, well, we're looking into that. You know, we're going to look for like a third option, figure this out. Like, they look like they're progressive in some way. So, of course, the question is, why do you even have the camp? You know what I mean? Like, if like, I don't get it. Like, I'm like, it's just so obvious that we don't need conversion camps. And if you're going to make a movie where the conversion camp itself is kind of questioning what its mission,
their mission
is. Yeah, I'm like, it's just, I don't understand what this is, you know? The parents sent them there because they want them to be what? I mean, like, are they trying to convert
traditional
them to standard gender roles? It was never 100% clear to me. Like, it was almost like they were like, we're okay with gay, but we're not okay with pronouns. And we're okay with this piece and not that piece. And it felt very muddy. And
gotcha.
So Jordan would kind of see the story through their eyes. They're the hero of the story. And Molly, that's Anna Klumsky's character, is the doctor or the nurse who she in the beginning, she collects everybody's cell phones because they have to be cut off, and their medicine and everything. Like, she's in charge of all that. So, and then there's a therapist who sits down, and that's part of what you heard in the trailer, is this therapist which was the eeriest moment in the movie, and it's just a throwaway thing. It's not connected to anything else really, where the therapist is delivering that dialogue about, you're just doing this to be special.
Right.
And that it's very cold, and the actor delivers
it's like the darkest part of the movie.
To me, yeah. Like, and I thought it was chilling, like, because it's this adult telling this kid, that they're worthless. And it's so deadpan. And then they're like, well, we're out of time for the next session. I was like, ooh, that was eerie. Like, that was very unsettling. And then, but then it goes back to this kind of just wishy-washy kind of thing that I never could never could quite nail down what the hell it was trying to say, until it deliberately told me what it was trying to say in the third act. They reveal that Molly is the killer. That's Anna Klumsky. And that she...
Not our sweet little... What was her name? From the movie My Girl.
My Girl.
My Girl.
Isn't it like Vita or something?
Yes.
Vita?
Vita. Vita.
Lord Vader.
Yeah.
She's the killer, and her motivation is that they screwed her up at another camp that they ran. So she's going to... she killed kids and everything in this, but it's to ruin the image of the camp. Like, and well, that and she tries to recruit the main character, Jordan, to join her and go to other camps and do the same thing. And Jordan's like, well, I don't need you to, I can stand up for myself, kind of thing, was like the message. I don't need anyone to do these extreme things. I'm walking away from this kind of thing, which is a nice message. But at the end, I'm just shrugging, like, okay. It was just ugh.
Okay.
Was it?
I hear you.
Was it super serious and heavy, or was it? When I think slasher, I think fun and like.
It somehow never really comic-y. Became fun, and like, okay, you have a bunch of these kids who really have a sense of who they are. So you're thinking, okay, this is going to be a fun group of kids. These are confident kids who know who they are. They're going through something extraordinary. And they've resisted this change so much that their parents are sending them to this camp. So you think, okay, this is going to be a bunch of really great, fun kids to watch. Like, you look out, Friday the 13th kids didn't have fun compared to these kids. And the most fun scene is they all moisturize together before bed, and then they sing a song. And it's like almost a moment out of Glee or something.
Yeah.
But it's just so they don't look like they're enjoying themselves at any point. So like, it is just a slog, but it is very sincere in moments.
How are the kills for a slasher? Because slasher, you think fun kills, right?
Nah, they're okay. Nothing great.
Okay, as a gay person, I'm not going to tell other people how to make movies for gay people. But for a horror movie, I think for like a gay subject matter, you got to lean into the camp. Mm-hmm. Because, gay people invented camp.
I might be...
And go for it.
Then again, like, this movie might play different for somebody who's gay, especially someone who's young. Like, this might play different. It's just... Old grandpa. I don't know. Maybe you watch it and tell me, because I'm really curious what other people's perspective on this is.
Do you think they were trying to do like a Get Out type thing?
Yeah, kind of. I think they were definitely, whoever wrote the checks was like, this is our Get Out. I don't know if the writer is an accomplished writer-director, John Logan. He's done tons of big pictures. Like, this is like, it feels like, shouldn't this have been a passion project?
Well,
shouldn't there have been heart in this if this is something that's... a creator
this is how
like
you
an alter.
know you're accepted as a community. Yeah. Look at Pride now.
Yeah, gay people are just as bland as everybody else.
You're making bland shit to make a buck now for your community.
Yeah. So it sounds like they didn't go far enough.
It's just
and push.
It was a retread of. Here's the thing: if you're going to use Friday the 13th as a template for your slasher, go all in on that. You know, they have the moments where kids are having sex and stuff and get, you know, that it familiar, but there was something about it that was just lifeless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nobody felt like they were, and part of it was, some of it was bad acting. Not all of the acting was good. Like there were some mixed in there, and I don't want to pick on any particular actor, but there was a lot of checked out performances that were just like, somebody was just reading lines, man. And it was, and they had that kind of heightened affect where they're like, I am acting, but I'm not, you know, really acting hard. I'm not really trying to be in the scene. I'm really just trying to enunciate. I'm really just trying to put these words out. And like, it just never clicked, man.
Just sounds like it was half-assed all around.
Yeah.
Half an ass.
Oh no.
This movie gets
just
one half ass.
One half ass.
Yeah. Very mediocre.
So when they sit down, they like lean on to one side because they got half an ass.
It's fucked with their back.
Yeah.
All right, they, them, not a recommend from Freddy Morris.
Maybe this kind of movie just can't be updated for today's audience.
Of course it can. Anything can. You just have to have the right writer.
And faith.
Or I'm the wrong
gotta
audience.
have faith.
I might just be the wrong audience for this movie.
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I think
now.
you're an open person.
I'll get back to you. I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, nothing politically. I'm a good audience for this. I'm very liberal, but like as a film fan,
Yes.
I'm not the audience for this.
Yeah.
I think this is for young people who have yet to see any horror movies.
Hip young people.
It's not homophobia. It's ageophobia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Freddie.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Would you like to know the movie for next week?
Yeah,
Would.
I'll get the wheel up.
Or the week after next? You guys get it. The next regular show. Movie's called Deadstream. It's on Shudder.
Deadstream.
I keep seeing this on Twitter. Have you seen it, Andy?
I liked it.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, I liked it a lot, but
Oh, shit.
we'll see if I get shot.
Yeah.
I hope you do.
Or spun.
I'll shoot the shit out of you.
We don't call it shooting anymore.
Deadstream, a disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house.
Ooh, I love this.
I think I saw the trailer for this.
But when he accidentally pisses off a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life.
He when he accidentally pisses.
Right?
Here comes the wheel. I remember to turn the volume up so you can hear me.
Barely.
Hey, Kelley.
Huh.
It's Uncle Cow.
I haven't had one in a long time.
Congratulations.
What's it called? Deadstream?
Deadstream.
All right.
It's on Shudder.
Can you text it to me?
Freddie, can you not drop everything? Oh my God.
You don't even have to text the link if you don't want to. If you just text me the word.
Can you
The word.
Can you just send him the word?
Bird is the word, baby.
We're just going to text you, Bird. We're just going to text him, Bird.
Bird, you'll be like, yeah, let's talk about It's Always Sunny.
Stupid bird.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock, the terror of Werewolf by Night.
Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
But one of you is a monster, masquerading as one of our own. I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are. You wanna see this, darling?
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you! Werewolf by Night.
So, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give me some background on what the comic situation is here.
Was it a series or like were they one-offs?
It was a series. It was sort of like the Incredible Hulk. I had collected about 8 to 10 disparate issues of Werewolf by Night. One of which was just another comic. I don't remember what it was, where Werewolf by Night was in the story. And so I don't actually know what the full story was. I know that much, I think, again, and we're going to spoil this too, since Man-Thing shows up. I think they did a very similar thing to the Dark Justice League. I believe there was like a Doctor Strange, Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night, and potentially other, maybe Dracula even, where they fought Dracula. There's like a dark Marvel team up, which I'm really, really, really hoping that this becomes something where they do that, because it was goddamn perfect. But anyway, I can't really tell you what the story of Werewolf by Night was. I collected them whenever I would find them in quarter. It wasn't a popular comic, so when I would run across it in like the quarter bins, I would just grab it. The one I remember was he was in a circus.
Okay. Yeah, there weren't many. Didn't he cross paths with Johnny Blaze at some point?
Probably, certainly. He might have been in that thing.
It might.
Ghost Rider might have been part of that too.
Yeah, this was
Agreed.
70s, right?
It's 80s. I think
did it go into the 80s?
70s, 80s, maybe.
Yeah, because I was going to say
it's hard to say.
There were not a lot of issues. I know that.
No.
Where's Creighton when you need him?
I know he would know all these things, but
I think the character ended up more in other things, even probably. I think their legacy is probably more from guesting in, again, other team ups than even for the original comic that they were in. I could be wrong though.
It's so funny that the main character's name is Jack Russell. It's so tongue in cheek and adorable. But it's Gail Garcia Bernal, and he's come to this meeting of hunters at now this
the Bloodstone.
Verussa is the stepmother. She had married like the head of this clan, right? But he's now died.
Of monster hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the Bloodstone, but now he's dead. But he's an animatronic. Which, please.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
I think we all want that now before you burn me up. I want to be. I want to do a little show for everybody animatronically.
She's so great though. That Harriet Sampson Harris from Frasier. Remember her as his agent?
Yeah,
that's her.
Yeah, and she's like, this is one of my favorite villain performances. I think. Like just
she's so great.
Her voice is so spot on. Like it's perfect. Like you said, this is perfect.
It is.
There's not
really
a
great.
fucking thing I would change. Oh, Elsa just huffed. She's like, you say that about everything you love.
I did. I got so very excited for Man-Thing to show up. That was such a great moment.
It was a good reveal that he was the monster, because you think it's going to be the werewolf, but it's really Man-Thing.
Right. Yeah. I was like, yay.
I'm not familiar with Man-Thing either. What is he?
Yeah,
he's the Marvel Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, yeah.
Okay, so it's just a thing with a different name.
Yeah.
Although Man-Thing might have predated Swamp Thing. I can't remember. It's one, well, obviously one predated the other, but like, I can't remember which way the story goes, but.
So somebody copied off somebody. Else, right?
Who sat behiin the other person in study hall. That's where you start the research and you find out who copied who. All around though, really, really fun. If you have Disney Plus, you should
watch it.
Great
performances.
Yeah. I will say the lady, not the villain lady.
She was the Alisa Bloodstone character.
I felt she could have leaned into
Ilsa.
Or Ilsa.
Everybody else was
Elsa.
Like, kind of over the top, and
she wasn't as big and broad as everybody else. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the role called for like that, but I wish she kind of leaned into it more, like the villainess did.
Well, I love that other guy. The what was his name? Jovan.
Do you know who that is?
You told
Freddie
me, and I
knows.
forgot.
The fucking punk on the bus from Star Trek 4. That was the whale one, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
the boombox
flips him off. Yeah.
He's got the boombox on his shoulder. That's who that
awesome.
fucking is.
That
That's
guy,
very exciting.
It was.
It's funny.
Discover.
You feel like, did you guys get Running Man vibes, like the movie Running Man vibes from this at all?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a fight to the death.
It didn't really pop. I mean, I see where you're going with that. I didn't have it, but I see where you're going.
I mean, I feel like there was a little bit of riffing on that on the director's part. Like this character in particular is very much one of those characters from Running Man.
I see what you mean. The way he walked with his weapon,
and not just
the
the look of him, but like the dialogue he has at the beginning, where he's like kind of excited to be there, and he's like, "It's lonely work." But then once they're in there, how ruthless he is, and he kind of taunts the other hunters, and like it's just funny because it's like he's playing to cameras that clearly aren't there.
Yeah, I was also pleasantly surprised with how violent it was for a Disney show.
Yeah, it was definitely for adults.
Yeah, it's good.
Adults and children who behave like adults.
Well, it was in black and white, so it was more cartoony.
Yeah.
But the violence was still pretty.
The violence was pretty violent, but I guess I just like the gore.
Yeah,
isn't as impactful in black and white.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I did love the style too. Like I really feel like for something, I feel like there have been a lot of things that have tried to like capture this like 30s 40s vibe. I think this did one of the better jobs of actually capturing the feel and the vibe of one of those movies.
And I also liked how at times it looked like an actual comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were times. There are times you could have screenshotted. Any scene, and it could have been like a panel from a comic book.
What's great too is that director is Michael Giacchino, who did the music for the Star Trek movies, right?
Mhm.
And then is this
the J.J. Abrams ones? Right?
Yeah, this is the first thing he's directed, right?
I don't know about that.
Well, I take that back. He has done. He's done a couple of shorts, but this is the first
shorts,
like full length story he's done. But
did he do the music and directed it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, speaking of music, my favorite whole scene from the whole thing was the trumpet. That was that big instrument that's on fire. Trombone. Tuba.
Yeah, the burning tuba.
The burning tuba. That was just so cool. It gave me Fury Road vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the fire guitar.
Didn't you like how they used like those little bits of color they gave you, like in the black and white, like the bloodstone itself?
It was red always.
Cool.
But on top of just being just cool visually, the sound coming from it, it was like overwhelming, and it was like a herald of something huge coming.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like this is his project. Like he did pretty much everything creative that went into the putting this together. Yeah. So like the music, that's I think why so much of it, like the visuals and the music are so perfectly paired. It's just crazy good. Elsa, stop grumbling at me. What did I ever do to you?
So the werewolf guy, he's just a good werewolf?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Not every monster is a monster.
He locks himself up.
Except when he's a werewolf.
Except for when he's a werewolf.
He's got a system.
He would run that kid down on that bridge, but that's only because he can't kill himself. Wait, I'm confusing myself right now. All right.
Okay.
Werewolf by night.
A+.
A+ by day.
You don't talk about this.
Whoa.
Today feels special.
Hell yeah. This is gonna be scary as shit, yo.
I'll always hate this spooky-ass month, especially Halloween. It's too haunting and spine-tingling.
Too late, we've already committed. We dug up a body from a graveyard and used dark sci-fi magic to bring it to life.
Oh, shit! This is awesome! What is this, some sort of Halloween trick?
I'm freaking out, man! Your misery will be orchestrated by the Dark Lord himself.
Thanks for the update. Is there Wi-Fi here?
Did you put up 10,000 flyers promising money and free blowjobs to anyone who brought us a corpse?
Yes.
Well, you better break out the chapstick, Terry. It's gonna be a long night.
Somebody once told me I ain't the sharpest ghoul in the dead.
Wait, was that Smash Mouth?
I love this show too much. It's so great. Solar opposites.
So we can all agree that John Cassier was the best part of the whole.
He's the
show,
goat.
right? Just the constant. The constant puns.
Think of the joy they had to have experienced writing all of the puns for him to say his Crypt Keeper puns.
Just like the Crypt Keeper being almost like a Teddy Ruxpin, just something that just is constantly popping off with no real consciousness of what it's doing.
And the fact he would look adorable too.
Well, he was
the
like
way
a
they drew him.
He was like a pet for the kids too, which made it even
They were
funnier.
sad when he was Solar Opposites. It's their Halloween special. And go to who?
Yeah.
I love this show, but this was so fucking good. This is like one of the best things they've done.
No, I'm not. I don't want you to freak out. Based on this, now just seeing it out of context, like I liked it.
Have you ever watched the show before?
No.
Oh.
So I liked it, but it did feel a lot like sort of Rick and Morty light.
Right.
Like sort of like, oh, this was like cut on the writer's room in there and like kind of swept up and glued back together. And
Rick and Morty's busy with all the incest right now, so the non-incest jokes had to go somewhere.
But
gotcha.
I love Rick and Morty. I watch it's one of those shows I watch over and over constantly, kind of with like It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Those are two shows I watch over and over again. And I watch Solar Opposites, and while I like it, it doesn't hit me like Rick and Morty does, because
I feel
it's kind of mean, and it doesn't.
It's more sitcom.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much heart
as Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I feel like Rick and Morty has like a heart to it.
Huh? The stuff on the wall.
Yeah.
Solar Opposites is like, I feel very heart filled.
Yeah. I don't know if I got like I can see I felt like I see where both sides are coming from, because I do think in Rick and Morty there is like this, they always try to connect it to some deep emotional theme or feeling usually, and this was sitcom-y, but I also got what you're saying. I did get sort of the family and heartwarming. I got it. I just didn't think it hit as like I liked it well enough for me. It just felt a little like I said, just Rick and Morty light. But it was so fun. This was a real fun.
I like Rick and Morty more, but I do love this show, and I thought this episode was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I loved how hard they lead into the Halloween aspect of it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about Rick and Morty now, how much I love Rick and Morty. But that's all I can think about. This was great, though. It's very funny. Big recommend. I mean, I almost feel like it's so good. Just watch it. Yeah. John Cassier, I love to hear his voice.
The little kid from the Goldbergs is a voice. And when he says the F word, it still just gives me just the giggles, because he was a child.
Yeah.
Still kind of looks like one.
Yeah, and it is at its best when it's like Rick and Morty. Whenever it's like, it does feel like just more Rick and Morty 90% of the time.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that.
People who haven't watched Solar Opposites, my favorite part is the little town.
The wall, yeah.
Yeah, the wall.
Yeah, the wall.
That's
people.
the best part.
Well, the reveal of that is kind of mind blowing. Where you're like, oh, of course, this is Justin Roiland. Like, you feel it when they're all of a sudden, or Mike McMahon, that all of a sudden you feel it when they reveal that there's this whole society in the wall, and it's now become this major story arc that goes through the whole season. That those characters,
I think it's
and the
because
whole series,
I can relate to those people more because they're human, and the aliens are so foreign, and they're just experiencing all these Earth things for the first time. So that is the sitcom-y part, but the wall stuff, that's where the heart is.
I think, I connected with this episode because it's the Crypt Keeper and the John Cassier stuff, and I'm like, these are people who get Halloween the same way I do.
Yeah, they have
stuff.
This wide-eyed wonder to them.
Yeah,
that's what I feel about
the
Halloween.
reference points are the same.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
it was great.
All right, pretty much. What do you got?
What do you got? This music, it sounds like something from PBS Mystery.
What is it?
I gotta tell you, I put this. This was so weird. I put this on for Alise today for a little bit. We didn't watch much of it, but
the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I was like, you got to see this, man. I don't know what this is, but I don't know who thought this was gonna ever be a thing.
Yeah,
but I can't wait to talk about it.
They probably said the same thing about the Addams Family and the Munsters.
Well, this was definitely. They're like, let's make Addams Family meets Married with Children. And and put Norman Bates in it.
Like, they literally want you to think of Norman Bates. because they have him say things. Anthony Perkins playing this sitcom dude, just wackadoodle to me. But I don't know his whole career, Iona Norman Bates. But
it's weird.
They have him reference that stuff in his jokes, and you're like supposed to. It's a weird thing.
It's like I just like Kelly said, I don't know where they.
But he's not playing Norman Bates.
Where they thought they were going to go with this.
Yeah,
it couldn't sustain itself beyond a couple episodes, because I feel like back then it was like for seasons like 22 episodes.
Yeah,
or something like that, and I feel that the jokes would have worn thin really fast, because even though I had a really good time with this, I can see this show getting repetitive really fast.
This actually reminds me of another, actually very, very similar, and it's probably, I think it might be the same set. Marblehead Manor was another show on Fox. It was about a big house with a bunch of rich doofuses. Wendy Shaw was in that show. And I was like looking at the kitchen set and I was like, this feels so familiar. And it might be the same exact set.
Shit. Did you guys watch Sledgehammer?
Yes, loved Sledgehammer.
I love that video from Peter.
I'm talking about the comedy series, but it's the same creator who did this.
Well, that's a shame, because Sledgehammer was like some brilliant shit.
Sledgehammer's also super goofy like
what
this is, though.
And wait a minute, what is Sledgehammer, and why are you saying Sledgehammer, Kelly?
Sledgehammer is a cop show. It's like a spoof on cop shows where it's about this like goofy ass cop who's like his solution to everything is just to absolutely destroy. He's in love with his gun. He has this humongous, ridiculous, cartoonish gun. He's in love with his gun, and he's just constantly destroying things around him.
It's like a comment on Dirty Harry. Like it's showing how ridiculous that character really is.
That sounds like
it's fun.
It goes along with how ridiculous this show was. Mm-hmm. Just the way you described Sledgehammer, and if you describe this show to somebody, it sounds like something that Rick and Morty would have stumbled upon on Intergalactic.
It is a lot like that.
All right, so what is the premise of this? Because I've sort of forgotten some of it.
He's like Stephen King.
Yeah, or Sutter Kane. He's like the biggest horror novelist in the world. But also, there's ghosts. His son can cut his head off.
Oh, that's right.
They have a weird, sexy lady butler.
Oh yeah.
His wife is very enthusiastic about every word she says. That actor,
I don't want to.
She was going for it, man. She was like, "I'm going to emote the hell out of this character."
I don't want to like. It's kind of like a offensive word to use for women sometimes, but she was just so shrill.
Yeah.
Well, she was definitely, it was just like she was really trying to get in there. She was like, I'm going to act all over this thing.
Yeah, it's like a pilot, and it's like, I'm going to really
so the pilot
make
thing.
people notice me.
That's what happened. So I think it's because the pilot, they have had more time to rehearse. It feels like, because it's the first episode. They've had more time to get it all together.
Right.
And they're also stiff because they don't know each other that well. And acting, I think, is always worse in the pilot.
Although Anthony Perkins, I thought, was fantastic.
Can I tell you, he is definitely the best part of it. But also, I still felt like he was completely phoning every second in.
He was Jim Halperting at every moment to the camera.
But he's so good that like it worked because it's him.
It felt it felt planned. Like if he's like, it was very much like Leslie Nielsen, where he was playing it so straight. And everything else around him, no matter like the more absurd the scenario around him.
So you don't think he was phoning it in?
No,
I think he was.
I feel it's deliberate.
There was a Marx Brothers kind of delivery he was going for. I think it was on purpose.
Well, in a way, he is a straight man in this because he is so used to this horror universe, and his wife and her daughter, they're the wacky people because they're the regular people thrown into this. Creepy universe.
Yeah, it's definitely like fish out of water stuff. Yeah.
I definitely pick up on that. It just felt very low effort. Like I felt like he was like super low effort with it.
I'm with Kelly on
this. It's a
this.
cheap gag to begin with. There's a reason like you don't see it anymore. It's like it's kind of old fashioned to look at the camera. They were literally looking to the camera at points.
Oh, I know.
Like so I mean like and you called it like Jim Halpert-esque, but there's a good reason that Jim can look at the camera because it's a documentary crew. When you look at the camera in a 4-camera sitcom, you're doing it on purpose. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
well, that I get. I don't. It's not even those moves to me. Like that. Like I said, I pick up on what you're laying down in terms of like the sort of farcical delivery of the show. I just mean even that stuff to me. I felt like he was reading off of cue cards a lot of times. Like I feel like you catch him looking off into the distance, and it's kind of got that Saturday Night Live. Looking at cue cards thing. That's what I meant more about like the low effort.
It felt like an SNL sketch. You're right.
Yeah. It gave me Addams Family Values vibes.
Oh, well, definitely.
Because like I said, Anthony Perkins is kind of subdued because they're used to this universe, and the wife is Joni Cusack being thrown into this wacky, and they had to be over the top.
And the son's definitely Wednesday.
When did this come out?
90?
Well, this came out several years, but the first Addams Family movie I think came out in 91, and
this came out in 90.
This was 90.
Yeah,
the Ghostwriter was
the brother, Joshua John Miller, who I thought reminded me a lot of McLovin for some reason, but I thought
Bud Bundy.
He got me a couple of times with some of his delivery, and a lot of it was just his blocking and the way he walked in the background of that scene when he put his head in the guillotine. Like the timing on that bit really worked for me.
I do think I like his initial delivery, his line delivery again, not good. I think he was like an inexperienced kid actor, but there was something funny about when he said a yuppie.
Yeah.
Like he's listing the things. It was just so like, it was like he's trying to act and there was something funny about it. Like
it wasn't that the performance was like really refined or good, but he was funny. Whatever he did was funny to me.
His awkwardness.
Yeah, he had that's a great quality, I think, in a comedy like this is if
he was trying. Yeah. He tried to give the character a walk. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of his character, I'm confused. Did he actually cut his head off? Does he have monster powers or something?
I don't know. They never said, Andy. I think it could have been a trick guillotine. I mean, you got to ask yourself.
It was supposed to. I think it was supposed to be real. You know, kind of again how like in the Addams Family movie, the kids actually like electrocute each other and shit, and it's not really.
Oh, maybe.
I really think they were going for a real. Like
he's undead.
You don't know what kind of. I don't even think they thought about it
because I was confused because he faked the hanging part with the legs.
Oh, that was super dark.
It was that they tricked somebody.
That little girl, right?
Yeah,
he killed himself.
He made it look like he hung himself when he meets his new stepsister.
So why did he fake that but actually cut his head off?
It's Andy. Who knows?
That's why I was confused about his powers and his abilities.
I think you're thinking too. I think you can't quantify it. I don't think any thought was put into the. There's no Bible for this world. Like
it's
this
cartoon.
Is just
it's cartoon world.
Yeah, whatever we want to happen right now is what's going to happen.
I feel like they were just ripping off.
The actor who played the son is the guy who wrote The Final Girls.
Yeah. I saw that.
Cool.
Really? I love that movie.
It was a great movie. Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Wow.
But yeah, God, what a weird thing. And then the weird sex jokes with the kid and like the.
Yeah, clearly the butler, Lady Butler, as you refer to her, Magenta, shorthand, is nailing the teenage son, right?
And he's into. It's just like he's a kink guy, which is like it's funny. I get why that's funny
because Anthony Perkins threatens to spank,
discipline him. Yeah.
Oh, and he says he's the only one who leaves a tip.
Yeah. So.
What the fuck,
man? It was
man?
gross because he got off on thinking that his dad was going to spank him.
Well,
I just think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kelley.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just think this was not I think this would have worked in a different kind of medium, like, or a different place, but like this was supposed to be a sitcom and they don't know what they're like. Is this like a weird cable like thing or what is this? I don't know what this is.
Do you know what I would give to comb through some more like early 90s, 80s, like unaired pilots and just kind of see what trash they were making or thinking about making?
This is what Kelley just suggested, Amy.
But I want it from everywhere.
Oh, it can't. It doesn't.
Amy wants it from every end.
I feel like the Fox pilots are going to be more wacky and crazy because
they took more chances because they
Fox
needed
was
programming.
considered like they were pushing the envelope.
Man, I want fucking UPN then.
I do feel like that's what this was, where like in those early days, Fox was just like taking everything, just pitch us everything. We're not going to give you a lot of money, but we'll make a pilot.
They didn't, because this was some cheap ass looking set.
Although I will say, when his wife came back from the dead, his first wife, that moment played pretty great when the staircase opens up and she comes rising out there with a light underneath, and it's this animatronic skeleton, and then they have a costumed actor as the dead bride, and they do this whole dance together.
That costume looked like it came from an episode of Monsters, potentially, or was like was reworked from it.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy.
Yeah, it was actually. It's a weird thing, man. I don't know. You can
find
it on YouTube.
Thank Dustin for recommending this to us, because I had never heard of it before he told me.
If somebody thinks of it, post the link to something that we have.
Yeah, it's the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I'll post it on our socials, like the link to the actual one with commercials.
Yeah, please do.
It's bananas.
All right. So ends another
installment.
Thank you. I couldn't think of
the
it.
Annual happening.
It's okay.
Give me yearly custom.
Halloween TV specials, but I'm going to continue to try to find some fun ones to watch for myself.
We have one that Paul recommended in the queue right now.
What is it?
I've already forgotten the name of it.
Great.
It's animated.
It's the Poloni show.
Poloni.
The Poloni one. It's another Justin
It's a
Roiland
Roiland one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, he's just churning stuff out.
Churn and burn.
He's a churner.
He should be on.
He's Kathleen Turner.
Should be on Turner Television.
Tina Turner.
Okay, everybody. At the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs. Go to patreon.com/NOTLP if you want to be one, or just give us money, whatever. Alise.
I love you. I'll see you soon. That's my wife.
Lynn Walsh.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
That's my Lynn from a land down under.
Alyssa.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
Brandon and Emily.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
I think you've done this before.
Oh
my God. I think we've done everything before.
We've done it all.
Jeffel.
We've done it all.
Why am I shouting?
Didn't we have it all?
Dustin, thanks so much for the Ghost Rider.
Just like
oh my goodness.
and Bikini.
Iona Goodwin.
Iona Goodwin.
Dr. Brian.
Doc Goose.
Bill.
Bill, I'm making a sauce. This is an
Your
emergency
bitch boat.
sauce. Little toothpaste. Mwah.
Bill Farner.
Put some scope in there. Spit it back out. Slice the garlic thin.
Blake.
Oh, like in Goodfellas.
Just like Goodfellas. I used the garlic press out of concern for time.
Blayne yogurt. No, fruit on the bottom.
Fruit on the bottom, Blayne.
Fruit on the bottom, Blayne.
Fruit on the bottom, Blayne. Just like it sounds.
I didn't write it down, Blayne, so that's why this keeps happening. Joe. Jordache Jeans Joe. Joe is Jordache Jeans. Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Nickname pending approval. It's stuck in accounting somewhere. Somebody's got a
Requisition.
We'll look into that. Let's circle back.
Nickname for Paul.
We'll get alignment on it. Jeremy and Cassie, Gamora.
What a
Hi,
threesome.
guys.
Ernie.
Oh, Ernie. I hope you're soaking up the sun out there out west where you belong.
Dave Siebert.
Oh, Dave. I bet you're chilly because you're here like us.
Michael Burns.
Hey, Mike. My dog's tail is shedding like crazy.
And Monica.
Ooh, Monica. Ooh, Monica.
What you doing?
All right.
Ooh, Monica.
We did it,
Well,
everybody.
It's been done.
It has been doneth.
Right.
Thank you, my friends, for joining me for this discussion. I was happy to see you all tonight.
Yes.
Me too. I love you.
Time.
I love you too. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Topicana, bye.
Bye.
If he should go to